A Houston area county judge is facing legal action today for allegedly posting fake racist messages to make it appear he was a target of hate during his 2022 reelection. Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George was indicted and booked into jail on a misdemeanor charge last night.
Okay, so this judge has just been indicted for faking hate crimes against himself as Trump supporter, get this name, Antonio Scallywag. This is a true story. All right, so listen, people, we've been covering this story for about a month now, and it's insane old stuff. So let me give you a full little recap of how we got here and how the hell a sitting judge is under indictment for pretending to be a Trump supporter and making racist hate crimes against himself. Let's get into it. This is Terrell Patel. He's a Democratic candidate for a local Texas county. Now, this Democrat has connections that go all the way to the White House. He was appointed by Joe Biden to serve in his administration as a liaison to the White House. He also served as a law clerk for the Department of Justice Criminal Division in the Public Integrity section. And he was appointed as a member of the White House's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders Committee, also known as WHAANHPI. That is a long list of letters. Now, Patel is a Democrat and he's running in Ruby Red, Texas, in a Ruby Red county against a Ruby Red incumbent. Now, Patel is running against Republican and longtime Commissioner Andy Myers. Now, Andy Myers has been on this job for 27 years. Now, during the campaign, Patel had an interesting idea. Now, Patel posted a collage of hateful comments that he says was sent by Myers' MAGA racist Republican supporters. Here is Patel himself talking about the crazy things that have been happening to him online.
A very deeply misguided place of fear that immigrants are coming to take people's jobs or things of that nature. And I try to remind folks is I'm not running against anybody. I'm running for the people, all the people of Precinct 3, whether they like me or not. My goal is to better their lives. But unfortunately, what we hear from a kind of polarized environment is it doesn't matter what my policies are. They're coming after my race, my religion, my nationality, which is American. But, you know, I've been called Indian, Pakistani, so many different things that are not even accurate. But our goal is to respond back with love.
Now, let me not bury the lead here. Everything Patel said was a lie. He actually created the accounts, the fake racist accounts, and attacked himself pretending to be a Trump supporter.
Police say Terrell Patel created a fake social media account, then used it to make racist attacks against himself. He's facing a felony count of online impersonation. In newly obtained court documents, authorities allege Patel stole a Needville man's photo, used it to set up his fake Facebook persona for a man he called Antonio Scallywag. And according to documents, the scheme was uncovered after Patel sent out a press release highlighting racist attacks targeting him and his campaign. Of course, now police believe some of those attacks were fabricated by Patel himself.
Well, you know, Nate, there seems to be a real imbalance in the market between the demand for racism and the supply. Got to give a lot of credit to the people who, when they can't get it on the market, they'll just create it at home. It always pretty much seems to be one side that does that too. For some reason, people coming up through one particular political culture have learned that it's always gold to make yourself a victim, and to make yourself a victim of MAGA, because MAGA is so bad. What's really disappointing about that is not only that it's so dishonest and so cynical, but that these people are prepared to condemn and lie about such a substantial part of the people that they claim to represent.
Now, obviously, that's not Nate the lawyer. That's my buddy, lawyer Ron Coleman from the channel Lawyer Ron Coleman here on YouTube. And Ron is going to help me explain what's going on next, because now we have a sitting judge. Let me say it again. A sitting judge who has been arrested for the same thing Patel was doing. This judge was using the same account, Antonio Scallywag, to commit racist hate crimes against himself, allegedly.
That was Judge K.P. George a couple of years ago in his State of Fort Bend County address. Of course, we had no way of knowing then that those who elected him would eventually see this image, a booking photo of George taken after his indictment and arrest on a criminal charge of misrepresenting his identity to influence an election. According to prosecutors, incriminating text messages between the judge and his former aide, Tarl Patel, proved George conspired to create the online identity of Antonio Scallywag and disseminate totally fabricated, racially offensive posts in a bid to gin up sympathy and votes.
Now, do you want to learn a new language? Well, the best way to do it is to uproot your entire life, drop yourself in the middle of a new country, and figure it out from there. But if you're not ready to do that, you can still learn a new language the next best way. That's with Babbel. Speak like a whole new you with Babbel. It's a science-backed language learning app that gets you talking. Babbel's 10-minute lessons are quick, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, and ready to get you speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. With real-life tips and tools focused on conversation, Babbel gets you talking and keeps you talking wherever you go. And here's another cool part. Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. So you're not just learning words, you're learning how they sound and how to sound like a local. Now, don't just take my word for it. Studies from Yale and Michigan State University prove that Babbel works. Plus, with over 16 million subscriptions sold, Babbel's got the track record to back it up. So here's a special deal for my listeners. Get up to 60% off of your Babbel subscription, but only at babbel.com/Nate. That's BABBEL.com/Nate. Rules and restrictions may apply. Now, the way they were able to tie the judge to all this is because Patel worked for the judge. And when they arrested Patel after finding out that he was really Antonio Scallywag, they saw Patel was texting the judge about faking racist hate crimes against himself. Here's the evidence the state has.
According to court documents obtained by Fox 26, on September 26, 2022, the Scallywag account posted on the judge's page as he ran for re-election. Investigators recently obtained cell phone records from George's devices that allegedly shows Patel sending George a message that same day about the fake post that read, quote, "Let me know if you approve. I'll share this post." Documents also show an alleged reply from a number tied to George asking for revisions to the same post. And on September 17th of this year, investigators say when they attempted to seize Judge George's cell phone at his home in Richmond, they observed George manipulating his phone. They state the phone was set to a factory reset after 20 unsuccessful passcode attempts.
You know, Nate, it's pretty shocking. I mean, I wish I could be shocked. Let's just say pretty disappointing to see somebody in a position of public trust with so much public responsibility, first of all, being so dumb, because you can't hide text messages, okay? Text messages, they're out there. Even if you reset your phone, of course, God knows what else is on that phone, but if you reset your phone, they can get the text messages from your carrier. So he tried to do a Hillary reset on his phone. Same thing Hillary's detail did when she was being, if you recall, investigated for the email server business.
They're scouring the device for traces of classified information, but as Secretary Clinton has admitted, she deliberately deleted over 30,000 messages she deemed private. But are those 30,000 email messages really gone forever?
Some people can get away with that. This guy's no Hillary Clinton. It's a really bad idea. Besides the fact that, as I said before, the information isn't going anywhere. Almost everything's being saved to the cloud, and you've got your provider information, but it's just about as good as an admission of guilt. When you try to clean your phone, and I don't mean with a cloth, when the cops want it, no good can come of it.
So the sitting judge is indicted, his chief of staff is indicted, all because they pretended to be Trump supporters and commit racist online attacks against themselves. Again, this is a story you couldn't make up. This is insanity world.
You know, with this kind of electronic record and the attempts to erase it, let's just say that if this guy walked into my office asking me to represent him and help get him out of trouble, I'd be thinking of a pretty big number and I'd want it in advance. You know, it could be that maybe I'm just a little bit too cynical. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a completely innocent explanation for all this? Stuff happens, right? Right?
So we're going to keep you updated on this insane old story of this sitting judge playing Jussie Smollett in Texas. Now, Ron, where can the people find you?
Hey, check out my stuff at Ron Coleman Law here on YouTube. Be careful if you search for my name. Put the word law or lawyer in, or you're going to get the wrong Ron Coleman, who is a real nice guy from what I understand, but a little bit different kind of content.
Now, if you made it to this part of the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate, the lawyer, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.